Okay, I think we're working now. We're in business. So, today we're doing something a little bit different because it's the mood that I'm in. We want to play Civilization number 6. So we'll start out with basic creating of a game. I'm going to go ahead and play single player, go into create game. Now, if you're a new player, the settings that are on right now where the game difficulty is Prince, you have a small map, this is all very general, generic, is going to give you a very balanced gameplay. What I like to do when I set up my games is I like to do the difficulty to King. I'll keep the map size small. Sometimes if you create the map size too large, you end up with just like so many leaders to talk to. It can be nice when you want to trade and things like that, but for our game, we'll just go ahead and keep it with small. One thing I like to change is here in resources, I want to go abundant. And starting position, I like to start with legendary. I do have other mods that I could put on, but we're going to keep the game as simple as we can just to talk about how to play. I like to keep my leaders on random. This will surprise me. Let's see what we get.
First stirrings of life beneath water, to the great beasts of the Stone Age, to man taking his first upright steps, you have come far. Now begins your greatest quest, from this early cradle of civilization on towards the stars.
All right, so we got Montezuma, Aztec. Luxury resources in this territory provide an extra amenity to 2 extra cities. Amenities, when your citizens are happy, if you have +3 amenities, then you get a larger output from your city. Let's see. Military units receiving +1 combat straight when attacking for each different luxury resource improved in Aztec lands. So as I improve my resources, I will get combat strength. So let's go ahead and start the game. I start out with a special character in this civilization. We have the Aztec Eagle Warrior. Okay. The game started me out in a pretty okay location. Let's see if we can turn on our... We'll show our yield icons. Okay. So right now we can see that we have some very neutral tiles. For every citizen that you have, they take 2 food. So to work this this tile, with 1 citizen, you would just be coming out completely neutral. It feeds the citizen. But in a tile like this one, you're feeding the citizen and receiving 2 production. And this one as well, 1 production for this, 1 production, 3 gold. 4 food is a really good one. We'll want to get over here in the early game. We're going to try to increase our population and increase our loyalty. That is going to help us with our era scores. I'm okay with my beginning spot. It's just okay. But it gives me a Eureka to start out with for finding a city with the coast. Okay. All right, with my city, I'm gonna go ahead and just plan my first couple of things that I'm gonna do. The Eagle Warrior, that is taking the place of the standard warrior. But it is good to have a slinger as well and a scout. And I think I'm going to go 2 slingers. Okay, so we're going to end up with our warrior, 2 slingers, and a scout in a couple of turns. So, if I'm looking at my tiles, the things that I'm going to want to work, I do have a lot of production over here. I could use the the Pantheon advances to like use quarries to increase my output of faith. And then we do eventually want to get irrigation so that we can get this citrus. So I am going to go ahead and start with mining because it is the first obvious piece that's that I could use a builder on in my current location. And then I'm going to go ahead and use my starting characters to explore. We get a lot of points in the beginning of the game in the first 100 or so turns, just exploring, finding little villages that will give you extra points. All right, so we have a barbarian scout. He's found me. He came from this direction, so there might be a barbarian camp over in that direction. I am seeing that there's quite a big protected path right here, so I'm actually going to come back around, back towards my city. In 2 turns, I'll have this slinger, and we'll be able to protect. I am meeting the Gauls. They are an okay person to be a companion with, but they are also very material. I cannot even say the word. They focus a lot on their military, and so like he might try to get. He's already got a way bigger army than me, and so or like more army strength, and he could try to take my town over. So I do really want to focus on being able to protect my city. So we're going to go ahead and just make sure that we're going to end up with a good starting military to protect ourselves from the Gaelic Empire. And we're just slowly walking around trying to take a look for that barbarian camp that may potentially know where my city is. It looks like it's going to have to go through several turns to get to where I'm at, which is beneficial to me. Okay. Again, we have cocoa. It gives us a production and 3 gold, and we need irrigation for it. I am not seeing anything right off the bat that would, well, other than this, that will help us boost irrigation, but we'll go ahead and start with pottery. If we can get another town, maybe, but that is going to take a long while, so I guess we'll just kind of see where we're going from there. We met a new city-state, Geneva. Let's see how they feel. They are a scientific-based city-state, and so they are going to give us bonuses towards our scientific buildings and yep. If you go into this area, you can go ahead and see that they have a quest for us, which is to recruit a great admiral. We would be getting great admiral points from having our military and from building the armory, the barracks. All right, we're going to go ahead and take the scout down this direction. We're just going to try to get a really good view of what's going on. So, like, I don't think that I want to go too far up into this area. It would be putting us really close to the Gaelic Empire. It's got a lot of, like, really poor desert tiles. Unless I'm going to focus on desert tiles, that's kind of a poor choice. So I think I would maybe put a town in this river area, try to get some of these mountains, maybe, or maybe just come over and be next to this amber. Then we are just kind of taking a look around. Again, my city right now is working on just getting a big enough army to feel comfortable expanding. I am going to go ahead and purchase this tile. Okay, now we are getting more food for our turns. We want to build our city up population really good. That is going to be our first era's like main goal, is to get some really good population. All right, we got a barbarian horse over here. That is going to be coming from a barbarian camp that knows where our city is. And so he's going to come straight over into our city, but it does look like he was fighting something else. And so we'll kind of move our companions around so that we could maybe be working together.
At his best.
So for government policy tiles, the best one to start with is discipline. We get a +5 unit combat strength towards barbarians. And then I feel like the 1 gold, 1 religion is really good in the beginning, as far as opposed to the 1 production. I only have 1 city. 1 production is not getting me very much, but 1 gold, it's a really good resource. And then 1 faith, we could eventually build a faith, a religion in our society, and that can give us some really good bonuses. Worth the effort to build a religion, if you can. So we're just trying to get this archer, or the slinger, somewhere safe, because now we've taken damage and we were in a flood, and it might end up a bit bad, and that's okay. Sometimes it doesn't work out the way we wanted it to, and that's all right. We're just gonna back up a little bit, wait for a couple more units to be built for us. What do I want to focus on? I still want this irrigation. I'm going to just start working on that a little bit. Our envoys carry with them salted hams, wild game, barrels and barrels of wine. Come, let us feast. And I will say, great, I love wine. We'll be friends. Nobody's going to start fights with if they feel like you're friends with them. So we will be like, yeah, we're friends. Because I am not I'm not in a good spot to be starting a fight with him in any way. I've got these barbarians coming after me right now.
Organisms don't think of CO2 as a poison. Plants and organisms that make shells, coral, think of it as a building block.
All right, so I found a natural wonder that gives me a Eureka point, and it is the Great Barrier Reef. It looks like it's part of one of the city-states that we're meeting. I like to look at the city-states and see how much tile usage I might be able to get into military use to take over the city. So like Geneva over here, I mean, they both have kind of the same thing. Half of their city has got a bit of a barrier. Okay, Geneva also has the barrier of the trees, which is going to count out usage of archers quite a lot. I'm not sure yet if this is going to be tree coverage over here, but it looks more like it's going to be desert. And so then I can get melee units up against the building and archers around the outside, and maybe catapult. So Cahokia, this one right here, however you say it, might be a potential for taking over to be one of my cities. Now, this horsey boy didn't attack me, which I think is silly. We're going to just go ahead and be done with him. Geneva's got their 1 unit out over here with me. Let's see if we can get this archer gone. It might lose us our scout, but let's just take a look. Our scout lived through that, so that's pretty good. We're just going to be like, the scout doesn't want to get hit by you no more. We'll bring our archer over here, and we're actually going to fortify unit and heal, so that he can get a little bit of health and then also still take a pretty strong hit from the horse boy if he needs to. Horsey boys. And the horsey boy decided to leave, so. Or maybe he's coming around trying to get this guy. I'm not sure, but we've got a unit from Geneva and a unit from Cahokia over here, so we are a little bit protected. And we'll just say, good day to you, sir. Now we know that his barbarian camp is down in this direction, and we will want to clear that as soon as we are able. Let's go ahead and get into animal husbandry as our next science. Okay, here's another barbarian. It's making me feel like there's a barbarian camp up here, and now I'm going to be getting horsey boys from that direction as well, which can be kind of rough. We're just going to keep on keeping on. See if we can find it just in this little piece. If we can find the barbarian camp, we'll wipe it out and then we'll move up here. If not, then we might just pull back and move north and see that we're protected from any horsies coming from that direction. No, we haven't found this barbarian camp just yet. The scout doesn't actually see us yet either. Let's keep going. All right, so I can see that the barbarian camp is right here. Okay, that's where this guy's just spawned from. I'll pull back just a little bit. Bring my Eagle Warrior over. And I'm going to move this guy and just heal him just a little bit. And let's go ahead and purchase another slinger. Just because we have this from the north side, 2 different scouts. What are you doing? Fight that other guy. Anyways, we're going to let him heal, and we're going to go ahead and do him alert. Okay. All right, we are meeting Rome. And Rome, again, just like the Gaelic Empire, they go towards a larger military. Why is my camera so zoomed in on my face? Whoa. Anyways, they've worked towards larger militaries, which means that I need to continue to focus on staying protected myself. Okay? The Gaelic Empire looks like they are fighting barbarians and losing a little bit, and Rome looks like they are sticking strong. So, we are still kind of pushing. We want to push to this barbarian camp and finish it off. And I think we're just going to just say, all of these units, let's just push. Then we can push in the other direction.
If there are no dogs in heaven, then when I die, I want to go where they went.
Oh, he wants to go be with the doggies. All right, so we have animal husbandry. That shows us that we actually have a horse plot as well inside of our city. And we are going to want to start working these tiles here pretty quick. So I'm going back in my queue. I think I'm going to dismiss this for a second. Get myself a builder because I don't have the money for it. And after the builder, we're going to be planning to do a settler. We'll see where that gets us. This guy, we'll go ahead and give him volley, which is +5, range, strength versus land units. And okay, and here's where we get a little bit into the like where you want to go next type of thing. Like I know I want irrigation, but I feel like that's going to be in my second town. So if I just leave this right here, I can still get a Eureka for that a little bit later. I'm playing on a tiny bit more difficult than Prince. I'm playing on King, and so pushing towards a religion is a really good idea. Otherwise, you can't get it. And then archery, that is going to make us a lot stronger with the purchase of upgrades and help us to survive the barbarians and these 2 military dudes. So I think I'm going to take archery. I've sent a trade delegation. Thank you, Rome. You're so sweet. All right. We're still just kind of pushing in this direction. Looks like we're getting some more complicated units down here. But it also looks like other city-states and cities are fighting this barbarian camp, so we have some injured units as well. And they're preoccupied, so that's really nice. Okay, let's go ahead and get combat strength for our Eagle Warrior. Start moving closer to this with our scout. I mean, with our slinger, and then also with our scout. Come over here. Even though I don't see any units, I saw units walk over here, and so I don't want to leave my warrior or my slinger alone to come and capture this barbarian camp in case they won't be strong enough to fight what is over here being distracted by Malagna. See, now I have a horsey boy that I'm not going to have to take care of. There's still this archer down here. This guy is really strong. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and move this guy. Just totally make it so they cannot make any more units from that. This dude, he's gonna hang out. They're trying to provoke me up here. They're like, you see, we have a builder, and if you come and play with us, you can have it. And that's great, honestly, and I'm gonna do that. But first, I want to make sure that this, at least that one camp where it was producing things, was taken care of, which it is. So now let's start moving our units towards our city. The two slingers, we're gonna have enough money to make them archers, and therefore fight these barbarians and get this builder. All right, we still haven't found a second continent. All right, these barbarians have been a nuisance to us all.
May the forces of evil.
All right. Oops, that's not what I wanted. All right, so we have discovered the archery. When my slingers get over here, we can upgrade them with our money. We do want to start planning to be making a specialty district, and I personally like to try for the holy site, just because if you're not actively pushing towards the religion and some of these harder settings, you won't get one, and the religion can give you some really good buffs. Okay. And we're just pulling our guys up this direction. I think I can get this guy. I get him, I live, I get a unit, and now we can we got horseback riding. All right, between these two civics right here, this is my civics tree, I have limited potential for boosting at this point, okay? To boost this one, I would have to find a second continent, and I know that I am moving my troops back into areas that I've already discovered right now, so that I can fight those other barbarians. I also know that I do now have 2 builders, and so I will get this craftsman one if I give myself more time. The foreign trade one, I don't think that I can get the Eureka for it in the time frame that I have, so I want to leave that possibility for craftsmanship. Okay, so we'll leave this on. We'll just let that not be boosted, and that is really going to be okay. And we're just going to move north. You have left the richest parts of land for your enemies to claim. Are you scared of expansion? I'm not necessarily scared of expansion so much as I am trying to be strategic with what tiles I spend money on, as opposed to letting them just auto generate. And I'm going to go ahead and give this guy battle cry as well. We will use, let's see. So we haven't gotten our Pantheon yet. Is that correct? Yeah. And so I can work these 2 stone tiles and use that to boost my religion, or I was planning to put this town down here, so I'm not planning to put my second town near these mountains where I could do the breathtaking Pantheon, and that would give us a lot of points as well. So let's just see where we go from here. Rome needs to get his pieces out of my area. Okay, we'll go ahead and work this guy. Now for every worker that's every citizen that's in this lot was going to be making 3 production. I'm going to bring our Eagle Scout to come protect us. I call them an Eagle Scout. Our Eagle Warrior. He's not a scout. We're just pushing forward in that direction. Go ahead and work that tile. So now we've done the 3. And we want to go ahead and save these guys, I think, for what we want to do in the next city. We're 5 turns away from our other city. I think we want to go ahead and make sure that we can do the things that we had planned. And that is going to be, take our tax. Where's my tax? Well, okay, fine. We're going to go ahead and build a farm right here so that we can get the boost for it, for that civic, for that technology. Yeah. Okay. This scout doesn't really have any place that he can go that's super useful, so we'll go ahead and just fortify and heal for this turn. Hello. What's happening? Nice game being strange. Now what's happening? What happened? Hey, what happened? That's okay. We will go ahead and we'll say, hey now, we're an all-star. Get your game on. Go play. Dun, 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 dun. No? Okay. It's just really like, I don't want to play the game with you at all. We'll go into, where's the menu one? We want to go into, I don't want to do that. What do I want to do? Let's force this closed. Will it force close? I want the task manager is what I want. That's not it. Technical difficulties today. All right, we will be back.